are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes. After an eventful and interrupted night at the Dancing Fairy Inn, the party was ready to set off after Brenga and the Wolf-Skin Warriors.
Oh, yeah, I have many thoughts, but I didn't want to bring it up before I talked about it, because it's specifically about the orphanarium that
The what?
Huh?
what's his face, the blonde-headed kid in Meet the Robinsons.
Orphanarium?
Orphan?
Orphanage?
The
jeez,
orphanage.
What is his name? Meet the Robinsons.
I've
right?
never
Cornelius?
watched.
Well, that's
Well,
his. Not
That's
his
the
name.
bad
Lucas.
No,
kid.
not
It's
Lucas.
Lewis.
Lewis.
And bowler hat guy.
It's about how it's ran and something I'm frustrated with it by.
It's also an orphanage.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know what
whatever.
an orphanarium
It's
is.
like
from
an orphanage,
Futurama.
but bigger. It is from Futurama.
It's
I'm watching Futurama right now.
It's interesting that we know, but he's still listed as in the credits.
It's so you don't get the spoil.
that it's an old movie.
Well, I mean, you gotta
We can
put
talk
it on
about it.
IMDb.
I'm down to talk about it.
Okay, cool. Because me and my wife, we recently re-watched Meet the Robinsons. Great movie. Fantastic.
I own it on DVD.
It's amazing.
Congratulations.
We didn't watch it on DVD.
Oh, you
I played the
could've.
video
I think
game.
I also own it on DVD.
You could have downgraded and watched it on DVD.
No, but I don't know, and this could be coming from a place of ignorance, and if so, I apologize. Please feel free to correct me on our socials or something. But
In the Discord.
yeah, or in our Discord.
Great plug.
If you want to message us on Patreon, I don't know if they have that.
Just hit us up. Send us a paper mail.
Okay.
Links in the description. But no. Sorry. All right. This lady, okay, knows Lewis, right? The orphan owner or runner or
The
whatever.
person who runs the
Yeah.
But
orphanage.
Lewis is the kid. To
The
clarify.
caretaker.
Lewis, thank you, the caretaker. She knows Lewis. She knows what Lewis is like. She knows how he functions. She knows how Goob functions, and she knows what presumably parents are looking for in a child when they come in. And she schedules interviews to best match the children up to the parents. Correct? Because she gave the baseball, sports-loving, all-American, blonde-haired, blue-eyed family who was allergic to peanuts Willis, even though Goop was right there.
Lewis.
No, Lewis. Did I say Louis?
You said Willis.
Willis. Lewis. Even though Goob was right there and he loves sports.
He's always wearing
And
a
then-
baseball
That's the
jersey.
plot of the movie.
He's
I
never
kn-
not
no,
in a
he's
He's
baseball.
not.
sad.
No, so the plot of the movie, if she would have just
Done her job.
done her job correctly and not set Lewis up for failure.
Welcome to humanity.
Then we wouldn't have a movie.
I know we wouldn't have a movie, but she's been doing this for so long.
Maybe
So the
she-
true villain is the orphan owner.
Yes.
Maybe she's
The orphanage
maybe
owner.
she's
The caretaker.
Not
the,
orphans.
Maybe she's the blueprints for the bowler hat.
Maybe.
If only we had a time machine and we could go back in time.
Well, what's messed up is they even make a point when Goob, spoilers, when Goob is like giving his like villainous backstory of how he eventually did get to meet with that family, but he was so obsessed with losing and so sleep deprived because he can't stop thinking about it that he bombed the interview with that family.
Is that when he had the
But-
stake to his eye because he got hit in the
I
face?
think so. Yeah, I think it was within the same week. But like if he just would have met them first, it would have been fine. He wouldn't have lost sleep and missed the pitch of the game.
He lost sleep because Lewis wouldn't stop inventing in the middle of the night.
Right.
Not because he couldn't stop
But Lewis was
thinking of
inventing
that.
in the middle of the night because he had that interview scheduled.
Yeah. You made it sound like Goob couldn't stop thinking about things.
Oh no, that was later.
Well,
I
maybe,
was like,
he
what?
still looked very tired
maybe
during that
Goop
interview.
should've just gotten used to Lewis being up all night and slept better.
What you're saying is if there wasn't a problem,
I
there
personally
wouldn't
have
be
a problem with
No,
your
no, no.
statement, Sam.
It
Because
was a joke. Please.
I'm not saying because the original problem is
Lewis is sad.
yeah, basically. And like Lewis goes on to live an amazing and beautiful life, and Goob can't keep moving forward. That's the original problem. I'm saying that this whole side thing that shouldn't have affected the plot of the movie is actually the start of the movie.
Maybe that is. I think that is the point, though. I think that's a very specific, purposeful plot detail. I wouldn't put it past that movie. It was
I wouldn't
actually
put it
pretty
past
solid.
it either.
There
It
was
is a good
T-Rex.
movie. There was a T with tiny arms.
I have a big head, little arms.
You know, time travel is a very interesting concept in any work of fiction because
It is.
you can literally solve things by saying, "I'm not going to do it."
Yeah, and that's why. Granted, that is how that movie ends.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like what Bill and Ted do all the time. Hey,
Yeah.
we're trapped in this cage. Let's just remember to leave a key here later. Ah, there it is.
Exactly. Isn't that how that one RPG works?
Which
What?
one?
Okay, I was
That's kinda-
hoping that somebody would pick it up.
Well,
Kind of like Blades in the Dark.
Yeah, because you have something happen and they're like, okay, explain to me how this works.
Well, yeah. So Blades in the Dark has a flashback mechanic, but you can't unwrite things that have happened.
I mean, but you're in a cage. Okay, what happens? Well, I pick up a key that I put here 2 hours ago.
I mean, yeah, that's fully plausible. I would hope that that doesn't happen. That'd be a
Okay, so
little
you're being
bonkers.
attacked by a giant a bowler hat that's bent on, human in slavery.
let's-
What happened? Oh, well, I just didn't make it.
Let's say Jenkins in the last 2 weeks has seen 2 adjacent to time travel movies.
I forgot that. Had
And
time
one
travel.
of them was really good. It actually used time travel correctly.
Yeah.
The other was not sure if it was a time travel movie or not.
So bad.
I would.
What was the other one?
It was Madam Web.
Oh, okay.
It denied itself to be a time travel movie.
It was so good and so bad.
But anyway, this is why I don't wear bowler hats.
Wait, what?
That
You're wearing
that
one
is
right
actually
now.
a fact. Yeah. We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
talk about what he's wearing.
Sorry.
That's
sorry.
like rule 1 when we started this.
Hey, when it comes to time travel movies or anything in fiction, there is so much wrong with it that everybody has their own rules.
Right, but again, I don't have an issue with the time travel. I have an issue with how the lady does her job poorly.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so it claims that she's not time traveling when she most obviously does.
What?
Oh, you're talking about the other one, not
Oh!
Wilbur Robinson.
Sven did not leave the Madam Web train.
Absolutely
We
not.
touched on it, then we hopped
I got
right-
stuck to Madam Web.
Sven,
Deal with
Sven,
it.
we all
got
stepped
stuck
on
in
the,
the web.
train. We realized we were all on the wrong train. We all stepped off. The doors closed. You were stuck. We did not realize you were still there.
You were stuck with the crawling man.
I was stuck with the crawling
Spider
man.
person.
Spider person.
The ceiling crawler.
A ceiling crawler.
I think they just called him the crawling man.
They might as well just call him the always barefoot guy.
Yeah.
I need to see this movie, not because of that, but the time travel aspect.
It
You
will-
missed your chance,
it-
man.
It will change your life.
It really will.
It will.
First, I want to go back and watch Meet the Robinsons and maybe
Oh,
play the
dude.
video game
It-
again.
Honestly, so I know I trashed on this random thing, but no, it is such a good movie. Meet the Robinsons, it's one of my favorites.
I hate condiments, but I really want one of those mustard ketchup gun things.
What?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, it's peanut butter and jelly? Okay, I like those things. Sorry, I was just thinking about the
I guess you
consistency. It
could
would
put
be hard to
ketchup
put
and
in there.
mustard
How
in
can
it
I
too.
keep up with what train you're getting on when you switch halfway between?
We have always been on this one.
We are still talking about Meet the
Yeah,
Robinsons.
so here's what happens, Fen. We
Uh-huh.
got on the Meet the Robinsons train.
Uh-huh.
We looked out the window at the Madam Web train and waved at you as you passed by.
And then there was a fork. And you forgot.
I'm so confused.
stay in that headspace. It's okay.
Speaking of paths forking and the party separating, let's jump back into things.
That sounds foreboding.
Why are we separating?
It's breakfast.
Oh, that's right.
Scrambled
You
eggs
walked
over
away.
here, over easy over
I
there.
don't think we're picking up with that.
Yeah, but you still walked away.
You get well
I
done.
hate
You like it.
segregation. That was
I love segues.
segregation with eggs, but I can't say it because it sounds naughty.
Eggwadation.
What are we doing, Jordy? I'm done with this.
We open with a shot of the sky and some wispy, lighter clouds are beginning to drift over our view of the sun, and in the distance we see a bank of storm clouds that seem like they're gathering and moving in our direction. And then Sigrun flies past the camera, and it turns to follow, and it looks as she's heading off south in the direction of Joel with a package clasped in her talons. The camera turns and looks back down again as we see our group saddled up, packed up, and heading out of Brush Hollow. They are not going south. They're heading east. Sam disagrees.
That's west.
That is west.
That is correct.
I think you meant west.
Weast?
And then we look at our map, and we turn it around. They're not going south. They're heading west, along the side of the Grungir forest, to where they've been told they might find Brenger and his camp of wolfskin warriors.
Val rides up next to Einar to get a little private conversation, and she goes over and, Einar.
Yeah.
Before, when we first met Ylva, you spoke briefly with her, and you both got very quiet. Do you know each other? You seem familiar with her, or she seemed familiar with you.
No, I don't know her. I've never met her. I just know of her family, a little bit due to Uver, and also, I mean, she's an Eridsson, kind of a big deal in these parts.
Right, what you said there made it seem like there's something you had done that you didn't want to do again. It seemed related to what she told you when she asked you to not fight her.
You see him kind of think back to what he said, and he's trying to figure out how to answer. I've seen something like she was describing before, and knowing about that family, I don't want to see it repeat again somewhere else. That's where that was coming from.
Okay. I understand. Just thought I'd ask in case there was something that could be helpful.
I wish I could be more helpful in that area, I suppose.
Oh, no, you're perfectly fine. I just want to make sure we all understand each other.
I'm on your side, Val. Even though we've just met.
Right.
But I don't expect you to fully trust me.
Typically I do, but I've found it harder lately.
Sounds like you had a hard go of it.
A lot's happened.
Yeah. Between your father and...
That's...
He just gestures your arm, and obviously something happened there.
I want to say it was a long time ago, but it's not something that ever goes away. You ever felt like no matter what you do in your life, there's one person who always, no matter how much you want to escape it or get away, he still influences every decision you make?
There are times, Val, that... And he just gets this far away look. Some things are always going to be out of your control. And they're always going to be affecting you in ways that you can't control. I don't mean you don't have a choice, but it means that...
Understand.
What you do in those situations is be yourself. Be who you are. Don't let them take you. Control's relative. Just because you're stuck in a situation or somebody's forcing you down a path you don't necessarily want to go doesn't mean you're out of control. Don't let it define you. Then you're giving yourself away. then they do have control.
She's just kind of nods. Kind of looking off. Well, sorry I haven't been too talkative lately, but I'm sure we'll get more opportunities later.
Anytime. Always happy for a chat. But I do understand the need for silence. And to think.
Yeah. And she'll kind of rebuild the distance that was there before for traveling.
I do have a question.
Yes.
2 questions. 1, are we technically in a convoy? And 2, are we level 7?
Yes, you're level 7. What do you mean technically in a convoy?
Well, because isn't a convoy like a bunch of semi-trucks traveling to the same
A
location?
convoy just means a group of vehicles or people or whatnot traveling in the same direction as a group.
It's
Okay.
true. Typically accompanied by armed troops, warships, or other vehicles for protection.
We are the armed troops.
It's similar
No,
to a group, a fleet, a cavalcade, or a motorcade.
Whenever
Or even a
she
crochet.
said goes
Encyclopedic
back
knowledge.
to go back to traveling distance or whatever, my brain just started thinking of like the old movies about convoys.
Yeah,
In
just
the
think of
songs for it.
we're all kind of traveling in a line.
Yeah.
Where would Alward be in this convoy?
Where do you want Alward to be?
I don't know, I figured you might be.
No, he's probably like in the middle, maybe in front of you or near, in front or behind Neros, depending.
So, Zephyr kind of just moves in close and awkwardly, as he is known to do, just kind of. So, we haven't had, that much time to talk about what happened. I know that I got a lot out. I bled a lot out, but I wanted to talk to you, Alward. Are you listening?
Of course, I'm listening. Why? Sorry if I'm not looking at you at all times.
No, it's all right. I just wanted to make sure that you were. The thing I was confused about was your lack of reaction to the me trying to. I wasn't trying to attack you.
No, I understand.
I was trying to make you angry.
Right. I gathered that when you said, "Why don't you get angry?"
I don't understand why you were so level-headed. I said so many things that should have made you so. It should have made you wanted to kill me.
First, I was terrified through that whole thing. But I don't know. I've known you for a while now, and I don't think people often say that they're going to do something out of anger or out of fear or out of. It doesn't mean they're necessarily going to do them. You weren't actively harming my family or doing anything of the sort, so there was no need for me to be fearful. You were several miles away from my family. I could have a chance to stop you beforehand.
But I still tried to harm you. I can understand that I didn't pose an immediate threat, and yes, you were scared, but why didn't you express it?
I did express my fear multiple. I'm sorry, I'm a little confused.
You know me, I come from a background of very strong emotions and just very volatile things. To me, your expression of that emotion felt like, well, more or less apathy, but at the same time, like you were just trying to diffuse it, but I don't understand how you could diffuse something so strong.
What do you know of how I cast my magic?
I honestly know very little.
So with how you cast yours, you learn, you study, you have your pop-up book that shows you how to do the incantations and what to do. With Uver, he did the same thing, except he had physical notes and he would inscribe and runes and things. And Neros, it comes from within her. but more of presumably something to do with her bloodline. Mine is more of I want something, and it happens.
That sounds extremely powerful.
No more so than a wizard wanting something and having to study it.
But you can just do these things.
Yes. I've had these abilities my whole life. That's why, the first things I manifested were my hands. I had them since I was basically a baby, a toddler, if you believe my mom. She said I wanted something, and then it came to me. That's why I think of them sort of as an extension to myself. But with that, I have hurt people I cared about. So when I lose control of it, because when you're angry, you want the other person. Sometimes you want things that don't have to happen.
But I wanted you to.
Well, just because what you want doesn't mean what I don't want to hurt you, Zephyr.
So, what you're saying is that you suppressed your emotions so that you wouldn't hurt me.
No. Yes. More of other emotions were more pertinent at the time.
I don't quite understand, and I don't know if I ever will. And I just remembered, literally just now in this very moment, why you have a bump on your head.
Right.
Is that something that you might be able to do in the future?
I don't know. It's not something I've attempted to do willingly. But maybe I'll have to talk with Bran about it.
Who's Bran?
He hired me to hire you all, and we gave him the spirit orbs.
Oh. A lot has happened since then.
Valid.
Well, I do want to express my appreciation for the way that you handled the rest of that.
And I want to express my appreciation for you not stabbing me.
Oh, that was never my full intention.
Good.
Do you mind if I ride along with you for a bit?
No, it's fine. I can let you see my book that I'm writing. You won't. It's a language book, so I don't know, but I can explain it.
I think I'd like that.
I'm gonna teach you how to read Ancient Thessalonian before you can read Common.
Now that would be interesting.
The party continues on in this convoy, this caravan, traveling westward down the road for the better part of the day. And as the day is drawing to a close and the sun is beginning to dip down, just as everyone's thinking that it might be around time to, pick a good spot and set up a camp, who would be in the front of the line?
I'm in the back right now.
I can be in the front.
All right, so Einar, up ahead, you see it's hard to make out in the gathering darkness as the night is coming and the day is coming to an end, but there's some dark shape on the road, and there's a few figures gathered around it. And just as you're beginning to open your mouth and say something, there's just this crashing sound, and this huge line of flames lights up next to this shape that's on the road.
Daggum.
It's right next to the road. It's a big explosion, basically.
Yeah.
Val's just gonna immediately run that way. Or gallop very quickly.
Einar is just going. Val, hold up! All together!
She keeps going.
Let's have everyone roll for initiative.
Curse her
Impatience?
impatience.
People might be in danger. I'm not gonna wait. I'm sorry.
I kind of want to re-roll that because I don't want that roll for my freaking initiative.
Oh, do I not get that done?
I would like a worse roll
You can
than
delay if you don't want to go.
All right,
I'll
Zephyr,
roll it for you.
24.
that. Don't.
Einar,
22.
Val,
30.
Howard, Jenkins is looking at his character sheet.
Jenkins is on his phone.
He looks very confused.
I'm trying to remember when I get an ability. Do I already have it? Oh no. Darn it, wrong one. Gosh, darn it. When do I get... There's an ability I get later on where I can give myself misfortune and then give 2 allies fortune.
Oh.
Can you give me
I
misfortune?
can't.
Dang it.
34.
And Neros.
I rolled a stupid natural 20 for a 32.
Oof.
Wow, 2 people going faster than me. Nice. Good job,
No.
team.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So we'll begin then with Alward, who, as Val is beginning to pull ahead of the rest of the group on her horse, Alward, you're with the fastest reflexes, and you get your first turn.
Not sure what's going on. I'm going... I don't like what I see. I'm going to cast Loose Time's Arrow, which gives all of us an additional action to either stride or step. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to recall knowledge on the things I see through the flames.
Gotcha. And you've got dark vision, so you have no difficulty making them out in this situation. What is your religion bonus?
Okay, not as bad as I thought. 12.
Alward, as you're staring across these flames, we get a really dramatic shot with like the heat of the flames disrupting the lens, and we see the distortion. But even through the distortion, you are able to make out that you are looking at a pack of ghouls. One of them is standing more upright than the others, and it's holding some kind of staff, and it just locks eyes with you. So you can tell that the ghouls, the bulk of them are level 2, and you also succeeded enough to let you know that the one with the staff is level 4. But you get one question.
Special things.
Abilities?
Well, I don't want to say abilities because it might not be an ability.
Special things.
Yeah,
Special
special
thing,
things.
please.
A special thing.
Let's see. We've already covered so far in this story, so you all are already aware that ghouls can inflict ghoul fever if they bite you. So I'm going to give that one to you for free because it's already come up. What hasn't come up yet that you think of, Alward, as you're looking, is you've heard stories while you've been, just out and about. It's never really been something you've looked into, but you've heard stories about how if you get a ghoul cornered, they can just spring out of that position so fast it's hard to keep track of them, and essentially they can avoid any reactions whenever they jump.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my free action to move weast.
What?
To the left.
All right, so you continued on down the road, and you're coming up behind this shape that, Alward, you're able to make out easily. It looks like it's an overturned wagon, and there's a woman and like a 13-year-old girl that are hiding behind the wagon on the opposite side of the flames and on the opposite side from the ghouls. So we've got ghoul, flames, wagon, woman, and child.
And then as I was traveling, I will confer the information to Val. Well, in the rest of the party, but I'm directing it at Val.
All right. Neros, it is your turn.
Well, Val didn't get that far ahead of me, so I don't have to run after her. Instead, I'm going to run after Alward. So I'm going to quickly yeet myself off of the pony and run up to next to Alward, basically following him. And then I'm assuming I can see the creatures through the flame wall.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's a little hazy, but it's not really obscuring your view.
Okay. Those don't look like anything good, so I'm going to cast telekinetic projectile at the one that's kind of leading the pack.
All right. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That's a 30.
Nice.
So that's a critical hit.
Should be.
Okay. And I'm going to call this bludgeoning damage, just with like a rock or something that's on the road.
Yeah. There are a few of those around.
1 or 2.
Nice.
Yay.
Okay. So I just rolled 5d6 of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Nice.
got 23.
Nice.
Since it's a crit, that makes it 46 points of damage
Oh
with
my
a
gosh.
single rock that I found on the road.
That's
Which one did you target?
The one at the very leading the pack that's kind of
Yeah.
in the middle of
The
the
stand-
somewhat V that these ghouls are in.
The standing
I
one.
think that rock was a little pointy.
So, Neros, you jump off your horse, run up next to Alward, and just telekinetically sling a rock from the ground. It whistles through the flames and catches this ghoul creature unawares and just like bashes into its arm. There's this crunching sound, and the rock just keeps going and just smacks it in the face, and its jaw is clearly dislocated.
Oh,
as
gosh.
it is well past bloodied.
All right. That's my turn, y'all.
You've actually got one action left.
Oh, I do?
Alward gave you a free stride.
Oh,
first time.
heckin' yep.
Thank you for reminding them.
I'm going to space out just a smidgen, take a step a little bit closer to the wall of flames, because that's smart.
All right, so you've moved up, like you're right next to the wagon now, and if you moved one space closer to the ghouls, you'd be walking into the flame.
How do you know that's not Neros' plan?
This is where she reveals she's actually an Ifrit.
Yes.
And Val, it is your turn.
So at this point, I'll point out, Val is not wearing as much armor as she's typically wearing. She's still wearing parts of it, but she has removed a portion of it. And her boots have been modified a bit, so her wings are kind of sticking out. And as she's running forward, having left her horse behind, she's going to move 30 feet forward, right next to Neros. And then her glaive begins to exert bright, almost like they're looking at the sun, sort of the crackles around it, as she calls out to Pharasma and Shaylin, and they form into like a blade, and they launch out at the guys. I cast Sunblade at the leading ghoul.
Nice.
I'm going to spend a hero point. 23.
That's a regular hit.
Alright, that'll be 94 damage. So I need some d4s if anyone has any. So 3d4 vitality, 3d4 holy, and 3d4 fire.
How many more do you need?
One more.
One more.
Petite. Thank you, guys.
It's a great noise.
That sent tingles up my spine.
It sounds like a bunch of teeth.
Oh,
24 damage.
Nice.
And that beam of just like coalesced sunlight just slices right through the neck of this creature as it's just like beginning to recover from that impact of the rock. The blade just severs the head from the rest of the body, and it just topples to the ground.
Which one?
The one in the front.
Okay, the main one.
After doing this, you can see her. She's standing there as she's still like looking at this wall of ghouls. She is visibly shaking, and I've given her the frightened condition as she kind of is subconsciously like guarding her right shoulder.
Val and Neros, since you're standing next to that wall of flame, you see a broken lantern on the ground in all of the flames.
But the flames wouldn't spread like this just from a broken lantern.
No, it
So
wouldn't.
oil or something would have to have been set up. But does it look like there's oil in the flames?
Does it look like an oil fire, Jordy?
Trying to figure out if you could see that.
Knowing that those two are hiding behind the wagon, though, Val's actually going to move to the other side of the wagon in an attempt to keep the ghouls from flanking
Right in that fire.
around Neros, because Neros is currently guarding this side, and I can protect her from this distance. But if they went around to the left, those people would be completely open. So I have moved over to the left side of the wagon further along the trail, about 15 feet away from Neros. And that will end my turn.
All right. Now the ghoul that was behind the ringleader, it's his turn. He's going to move up to Neros, and as he moves through the flames, he takes 11 damage.
Ouch.
He's already rethinking his choices, but he's here now. and he is going to swipe at Neros with his claw.
What if I said no?
Well, in that case, what's your AC?
22.
Oh yeah, he misses.
I did say no.
Power has
But
moved
he's
from
going to
Sam.
try again.
The power of suggestion.
I will also throw in and I'll say no.
Oh, meets it, beats it.
Samuel Sarver.
I don't like what this campaign has done to my voice.
You keep speaking, though.
Well, to be fair, normally when he says no, the dice listen.
But it feels like they don't like me this campaign.
How much am I hurt?
You take 6 slashing damage, and then I'll need a
Wait,
fortitude
hold
save.
on 1 second, actually. Glimpse of Redemption. If they get resistance enough that becomes 0, or if they take no damage, would that still trigger Ghoul Fever?
I believe typically if a resistance makes it so they take no damage, no riders go with it.
Then I will do that. I'll
Okay.
use my reaction, and it either has to give her resistance 9 and it becomes enfeebled 2, or no damage.
I think let's just choose no damage. He'll run through the flames, swipe at Neros, and she steps back. He starts swiping with his other claw, and then he just kind of feels like maybe he shouldn't.
He feels a holy pressure upon him.
So I don't have to make that roll.
Nope.
Okay. Thank you.
I try my best.
The next ghoul, who is the one just to the right of the one who just went, saw what the flames did to his pal, and he's going to run around the flames, and now is flanking Neros.
No!
That's fine. I did knock the jaw off of their leader.
And he's not going to go for the claws. He's going to go for the jaws, and he's just going to try and bite Neros' shoulder.
What have I ever done to you, Jordy? Why do you hate me all of a sudden?
So apparently we haven't passed out the critical hits and fumbles decks.
No!
We haven't.
Wait, hopefully that's a really good thing, guys. It doesn't have a name.
I have them both. Which one do I need to open?
So do you have a natural fumble for natural attacks?
I,
Also, can you
just
pass
so
the crits
happen
down?
to have this here deck.
Ha! Stupid ghoul.
Eye strain. You are dazzled until the end of your next turn.
There's fire in his eyesight.
Neros is dazzling.
I like because
Neros is just so daggum
the
gorgeous.
sparkly
that he got-
I like both of those. the fire and the Neros is too dazzling. Oh, but do we want people to ship Neros with a ghoul?
No, but
I-
Neros
it really
is just so
doesn't-
naturally
I also-
dazzling. It
My
just
spell
she
it
puts
made flames
Hody to
like the
shame.
sun as well.
I have a suggestion. So as the ghoul goes to bite Neros on her shoulder, she sees it coming and just like elbows him in the face, and he's just like left stunned for a minute.
I like that.
I love it.
Well, he's dazzled.
Yes, dazzled, but not stunned. They are different effects.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, what an elbow in the face.
he's seeing stars.
If I had a nose.
If I had a nose, it would hurt right now.
they're all Lord Voldemort.
Yes. Nose is fleshy.
If he
Decays
had
fast.
a nose, he could smell you.
Zephyr, it's your turn.
So it's been so long since I've used Spell Strike, and I'm honestly worried that I don't know whether or not I can use this, but I want to so bad.
What is it?
It's Phase Bolt,
You can use Phase Bolt.
Absolutely.
but it was not on the list that I got from a trusty old Reddit page.
So Phase Bolt is a newer spell, so it may just not have been available when that Reddit page existed.
It's true. It also uses the old spell
Yeah.
names. Hold on. I'm not moving. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
I'm staying on top of my super tall, super sturdy horse. It's a pony. And I'm going to aim for the one that just flanked Neros. Does a 25 hit?
That's a hit.
Okay.
I just want to mention, fighting lower leveled monsters is fun every now and again. Just a PSA to all game masters.
And now I need 6 d4s.
That's a lot of D4s.
It is. No, actually, I have them. I have to pull them out.
Boo.
Fine.
Pick up my D10 behind
All this.
We won't be
throwing
generous.
dice at me?
you. Yes.
I can't reach it.
That's not
I'll
a good
get
spot
it.
for him.
You had true love.
We'll do the bow first. And that, ooh, nice. 12. Aw, 1 fire damage. And with Phase Bolt, 13. 13.
Nice.
12 plus 13, 25?
Yes.
+1 for fire.
So 25, one of those 25 is fire.
All right. So yeah, your arrow leaves your bow, flickers in and out of existence, and then flickers back into existence, just like right in the creature's neck, and it's just like one hand goes up, and it's like trying to figure out how to get that arrow back out because it never really exactly entered. It just was there, and it is almost dead.
Fire again. How much economy do I have for the rest of the move?
So you've got one action left, and then one action that you can use only for stepping or striding.
Which you're on a horse.
I am going to recharge my spell strike, but then I am going to use that stride. Can I use the stride to get off the horse?
I'll allow it. Technically, it's a different action. It's the mount action, but I'm fine with it.
Will that leave me in the same location, or can I move 5 feet to the nearby tree?
It would leave you on the same location.
Okay.
You're just under your horse.
The saddle just rotates.
Oh, wait, you have a pony.
Yeah.
All right. It is now another ghoul. This one was to the left of the original, so it's more on the south side of the wagon. He wants to move up and attack Val, but there's so much fire next to her.
One could say
He should
that.
stand inside the fire.
Fight me, bro.
Val antagonizes the ghoul.
The ghoul's going to try something.
Oh no, he's gonna do a leapy thing.
The ghoul is going to jump, and he's now standing on the side, on top of the overturned wagon. So it's like it's on its side, and he's standing on the wall of it. And then from that vantage point, it's going to claw at Val.
Meh.
Rude.
Rude.
And what's your AC?
26.
And that's a hit
Ah, cool.
for 8 slashing damage.
I don't like that he rolled so high.
And then I am going to need a fortitude save.
On a slash, not a bite?
27.
You feel good. You feel good. You know what this is.
Yeah.
Val, you're familiar with this paralyzing effect whenever you take damage from a ghoul. And you're able to shake it off. You feel your muscles like beginning to stiffen, but you just push right through it.
I always forget that they can do that.
The ghoul like watches as you shake that off, and you just look back at him, and he just kind of sneers, and then he turns to claw at the woman next to him with his other arm.
Oh, no. Ah, crap. I don't have my reaction.
Jordy,
Yeah.
would you say he's attacking an incapacitated non-combat NPC?
She's not incapacitated.
She's about to be incapacitated.
It says, or
Ah.
non-combat NPC.
Yeah, prevent all damage they would have taken. And he takes half of it instead.
Mhm.
It's
And I get ghoul fevers,
It's called
too.
Protect the Innocent, Jordy.
It is. Yeah, if you want to use that card.
Yeah, I will give it to Jordy.
Thank you.
So as the ghoul is clawing at the woman, Val, you're just watching, and then just in a moment, in between blinks, for a second, it looks like Alward is standing in the way of the claws as the ghoul slashes down. And then you blink again, and he's back where he was standing. But the woman appears unharmed, and Alward has gashes along his arms now.
Right, and I take half of that damage. So what would that be?
So you'll take 4 damage. Alward, I'm going to need a fortitude save.
25.
And you're fine. You shake off that muscle stiffening paralytic effect. And it is now the woman's turn. So she's just like a little bit stunned and just like takes a step back and then pushes the girl behind her. Again behind her, just kind of making some room between them and the ghouls.
Do they look like a mother and daughter?
Yes,
Okay.
they definitely look like a mother and daughter. And Val, I forgot to mention right when you first moved over to that side of the wagon, there's a dead man there.
Cool. Like a father.
He actually looks completely unrelated.
Well,
Just a random dead. He was here beforehand.
I don't know.
is he like a guard?
He does look more like he's dressed in like mercenary clothes.
Oh,
He's
okay.
armored.
So maybe he was protecting this little caravan. Okay.
He didn't do a good
We'll
job.
have to ask them afterwards what happened.
All right, and it is now the final ghoul's turn. It sees its companion perched on top of the wagon and decides to swing around to the side and flank Val. And like his friend before him, now that he's got you flanked, he's going to go in for a bite. And what is your AC?
26.
And he goes for the bite, but you just kind of rotate a little bit, and he clangs off of some metal. A little chip of tooth falls on the ground. He just kind of snarls and then swipes at you with his claws. And that also misses.
Okay. I think in this situation, being surrounded by 2 ghouls and a lot going on, I'm going to increase her frightened condition to 2, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh.
Hey, I don't never got a turn.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Hey, why is Einar not on the list?
Yeah, wait a minute.
I thought he was after Yilva.
He was.
Where did he go?
What the heck, man?
Yeah,
so
Val
good.
running off gave you stun 3.
22 is my initiative.
So you would have gone right before the guest that just moved into place and did nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just move what just happened with the guest, that ghoul's turn just after what we're doing right now for Einar's turn.
Sorry, Jacob. We love you.
I mean, there's also nothing wrong with just keeping in this fact that we just forgot his turn.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
adding it in.
Shh, they must never know.
They can know. We're human.
So back in time, before that ghoul moved in, Einar, what did you do?
More time shenanigans.
All right. Einar, it's your turn.
Okay. I need the ghoul up above Neros to make a will save, please.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I got a 22.
Success. He's going to take 2d6 mental damage. Halved. As I cast Daze.
Wait, you can cast Daze?
Yes.
Beautiful. What is your archetype?
Spoilers.
No, it's...
3.
My brain is tingling, but I'm still alive.
That's
Or am I dead?
unfortunate, because I wanted him dead. Oh well. He jumps off the horse, and he's going to stride up to the one in front of Neros. And he's just, with one large swing of his sword, two-handed, just smash down on this one ghoul.
Kind of like what that troll did to me.
Does a 29 hit.
That is a critical hit.
Yeah, boy.
Perfect.
That's
What
pretty neat.
kind of weapon do you have?
Striking bastard sword.
What's its critical specialization of swords?
Swords, critical specialization.
Flat-footed.
Yep, flat-footed
Oh,
until
it's
Off guard.
Off guard.
So if it survives your attack,
With 2d12 plus 8, we'll see.
times 2.
Times 2.
I just want to know how much paste is left.
Yeah, right?
This is not against the one that's almost dead, right? This is against the healthier one.
Yes.
36.
Oh, he did.
I just like to think he pointed at the one above Neros, and then he just jumped off and just strode over to this one, took his sword above his head and just brought it down and just bisected this ghoul.
Oh, yeah. You get the sense from the swing of the blade, the heft of the blow, and the effect it had. He probably could have finished him off from the healthiest he could have been.
And then he just looks up at the ghoul on the wagon. He says, "Hey, bud, you're next." And he just points with the sword.
Such a good feat.
Are you using your next as a feat, or are you just saying that flavor-wise?
That's a feat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
kill someone, you can use your reaction to demoralize another person.
That's flavor.
Okay.
That's super flavorful,
Yeah.
but I just want to make sure. Are you using the reaction you're next?
I wish I had it now, but no.
Anyway, Alward, back at the top of the round, and it is your turn.
Does the ghoul react, though?
He goes,
If you would put a feet into doing that, I would be really scared right now.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Alward, after he looks a little stunned and confused, and then he's going to, at the start of his turn, sort of reach his hand out and unleash his psyche. And around him, what would is the normal fanfare of like, you know, mathematical symbols and like different languages and stuff sort of floating around him. But now all of it seems to be made up of like this ethereal golden webbing. Don't you dare.
He's accessed the web.
Don't you? Oh my god. I'm sorry there's only so many ways you
There's
can
a blind
depict time
paraplegic
travel.
right over there.
And you even went from one place to the other and back.
I don't want to hear it. Oh my goodness.
Remember, Jordy, you have to watch Man of Web because his time shenanigans work exactly
Jordy,
like Man
I
of Web.
forgot to tell you. I want you to start describing my time shenanigans exactly like Man of Web.
I want to go on record as saying Jacob and I are meticulous about making sure the time travel makes sense in this story.
Okay, that's fair. But to continue onward. So instead of being made up of like the dirt and the air around him, it's made up of this weird material. And then I'm going to cast an amped telekinetic rend on the 3 remaining ghouls. Remind me how I have to target with a burst.
So you can choose a corner.
Okay. I'm going to choose corners that will not affect my friends.
Wow.
Yeah, that one, that one, and that one. Yeah,
I see valid corners. So you can use a telekinetic rend on all 3 of the remaining ghouls
all
without
of them
hurting any
need
friends.
to make a basic fortitude save.
All right.
DC 26.
I got you 3 critical failures.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
All right.
They're going to take a lot of damage, Shorty. Hopefully.
Maybe they'll all die.
Okay. So, since I amped my telekinetic rend, it means instead of taking either 2d6 bludgeoning and 2d6 slashing, they take 2d6 bludgeoning and 2d6 slashing. And since my psyche's unleashed, they also take an additional just 8 non-typed damage. So let's find out what happens. So that is 8 bludgeoning, 10 slashing, plus 8, so 26 times 2 on all of them.
52. I think you killed all of them.
Alward, I would like you to narrate what it looks like as you telekinetically destroy all 3 of the remaining ghouls, 2 of which have yet to have been damaged.
I will mention, unlike the other times when Alward has unleashed his psyche, where it's been like an emotional moment, one of his friends went down, or he was almost near death. This seems more focused and concentrated, and then as this burst of telekinetic energy happens, basically all that is left is like a cloud of dust, and when it settles, there's just their bodies cut and bruised and battered, lying dead on the ground.
And that will take us out of initiative. And as all of those ghoul bodies are just collapsing to the ground, the mother and the daughter just kind of like hesitantly start moving back towards the wagon, just kind of like to make sure they're dead. But they both are just like, they're very shaken.
Are you both okay?
I think so. Adavir, are you all right? And the girl just like nods.
Where were you guys headed to?
Well, we were moving down to Soulskin to meet my husband there. And we were attacked.
Einar walks up to the dead gentleman. How does it look like he died? Just by a slash or a bite or anything?
Einar, what kind of lore do you have that could be relevant to this? Make a perception check.
Okay.
Can I look into it since I'm there?
Yeah.
While they're doing that, I was like, oh, well, you can continue to travel with us if you'd like.
27.
Can I use anything else?
A particular value in this context, I think, would be warfare lore.
I don't have warfare.
Or like sort of like forensics, any sort of how'd they die kind of lore.
I mean medicine then?
Oh yeah, medicine would
Medicine's
work too.
a thing. I'd make it 27 medicine.
Okay. So both of you, both Val and Einar, you're able to very quickly realize this was not a ghoul. He was mauled by weapons, and both of you rolled high enough to know with axes.
Oh.
Do I see axes anywhere?
Not with a 27 on your perception.
What?
The axes rolled really high on their stuff.
So Val, if Val can, while Alward's talking to these two, can she look at him like, excuse me, ma'am, how did this man die?
Well, like I was saying, we were attacked. As the wagon was coming around the bend, 3 men stepped around from behind a tree, and they demanded that we hand over all our belongings. And, well, when Thurl tried to stop them, they just cut him down.
So where are the men?
They took everything valuable and the horses, and they just left us here.
And then these ghouls came after.
I think they were drawn to the scent of the blood and the body, and she glances down at her daughter and, well...
Does the girl look really scared? The little one?
She looks more like she's in shock.
You're both safe now. And he takes and he looks at the little girl. I'll protect you. We will. And get you safe.
The girl just kind of nods. Like, you get the sense that she's just agreeing, just, moving along with the situation. But, like, the words aren't really hitting home.
Val has sort of walked back off to the other side of the fire, and she's wanting to look at this ghoul that was leading the group, because he looked like he had a different vibe about him than the others.
And in the dramatic lighting of the dwindling wall of flame, Val, you see hanging on a chain around the ghoul's neck is a symbol. It appears to be like a flying insect of some kind with a skull on the back.
I see.
Was that Val really screaming?
That was me. That was just me. So this is like a priest.
It appears to be so.
Would I get any idea that there might be something nearby that these people came from then? Like some sort of profane chapel or something? If they have a priest with them, they're not just roaming ghouls.
Make a religion check.
25.
From the attire and the tarnishing on the symbol, you get the sense that they're, I guess the best way to put it is, very far afield.
Oh, so they don't have like a home nearby?
Not that you would be able to assume. Now, it's within the realm of possibility, but what you're experiencing and witnessing here doesn't lead you to assume that, you're in ghoul territory.
Okay, so there shouldn't be more hiding around.
Not likely.
Okay. Val, still kind of shakily, kind of reaches her hand down for the amulet, and then very quickly, like she's scared something might jump out, snatches it from around his neck, and she kind of looks down on it for a second. She's kind of in a daze.
Zephyr, who has up until this point been collecting scattered belongings from the cart and putting them into the crates, trying to just kind of put things back together for a possible move along, has now kind of stopped and goes down towards Val, just kind of standing there.
Val, is everything all right? You're usually the first one to console the passersby.
Val kind of vaguely hears you start talking over all these whispers in her head. And as you keep saying that, she kind of snaps out of her daze for a second. And, I think I'm fine. I just wanted to make sure there weren't any more of these things out here.
I don't want to press anything, but I noticed that you immediately went for these ghouls without hesitation.
Well, there was fire. I was very concerned someone was dying. Someone hurt.
But it didn't look like you... I'll stop skirting around it. It didn't look like you gave it a second thought on hurting these creatures.
Oh, there's no reason to give a second thought to hurting creatures like this. They're undead, just like those creatures in the Troll Forge. Just like all the others, they're not. They're just profane abominations, insults to Pharasma, and to life everywhere. There's no thought there, there's no life there. There's no redemption.
Well, I don't quite understand my path that I'm trying to lead down, but it's good to know that there are still some things that are for sure out there.
Yes, one of Pharasma's greatest callings to her followers is the elimination of the undead abomination and those who serve Urgathoa.
Are you sure you're all right?
I'm not sure. For a while, I was feeling good, and putting all of that behind me, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't hearing the whispers as much, but this is bringing it all back. I still feel, and she puts her hand on her shoulder where she had lost her arm. I still feel that pull. That deathly pull.
Well, he kind of puts his hand on your not arm and says, "Why don't I pull you this direction? I think we could use your kind words to these women."
Right, I should make sure they don't hurt or anything. Right?
We can let sleeping dogs lie. Or ghouls or whatever these things are.
Right. Anyway, Val just kind of starts walking off to the people.
Is the wagon repairable, or is it pretty much just broken beyond fixing on the road anyway?
It could take a little bit of time, but you could get it patched up enough that it could make it back to town.
Is there any reason to do so? They said that everything of value was taken.
Did you rent this carriage or did you buy this carriage?
Do you have rentals insurance?
Yeah, did you get rent carriage insurance?
Well, it belonged to Thorold.
Who's your god?
What?
No, the man on the
Guard.
ground.
He said guard. He said guard.
God.
Jenkins.
Oh, I thought you
God.
said God, and I was like, yes.
You said guard, but with an accent.
Yes.
Like when you say man, but it sounds like mom.
Yeah.
Mom.
It belonged to Thorold, man.
If you don't have anything that you wish to take care of any great consequence, I would suggest we just leave the carriage here.
I do have tools.
It'd be faster just to get to the town without it.
I open my cloak and I pull out a inconsequential tool that may be of use.
That basically he's saying it'd be faster in the middle of the night to get to town.
It's the first time I've used this power.
I mean, if you want to ride through the night and they're okay with it.
I don't see any reason to stay and try and fix a cart that they don't technically need, unless you do need it.
No, we won't really have much use for a wagon.
We can take a couple of these items in our sacks if you need them.
Well, they did leave some of the less desirable foodstuffs.
We can pack that up and we'll take it with us.
All right.
And this will get you home the fastest way possible.
Right. I can't tell you how much we appreciate this. If you hadn't happened along,
Don't think about it. It didn't happen. And you're safe now. And we'll get you home. My horse, Mira, is gentle. And can hold another. And if you'd like to carry my shield.
Are we going to leave him here?
I
I just look over at Alward.
I'm gonna summon my unseen servant to start digging a deep hole, and then notice Val's walking up. Val,
What?
sorry to ask you this 2 times in one day. Could you do burial rites in like 30 minutes for this guy.
Yeah, sure.
And our camera will just kind of slowly crane down, and in the background, just kind of blurry and indistinct, are, people gathering supplies, Alward overseeing his unseen servant digging a grave as Val is pulling out her book of holy texts.
Could Alward be crafting a headstone?
Ooh, yeah. And as the camera cranes down, we just see the ground where that wall of fire was, as it's just kind of crackling down to just embers of charred grass. And that's where we'll end this episode. All right, and the hero point for this episode goes to Jenkins, not only for that epic combat-ending telekinetic rend, but also for using that hero point in that clutch moment to protect the innocent.
Thank you. I know it's a rare moment to get two in 2 episodes. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to leave you all now, and I think I'm going to continue that walk.
Some say he's still walking to this day. And we'll see you all in the next episode. This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists, with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
Are we supposed to be like at a campfire?
No.
Okay.
Can we be?
No.
Can we be in the campfire?
Yeah.
Okay.